So, how does chasing the man change the way that he views you? What does over pursue? And when I mean chasing, I mean over pursuing. There's nothing wrong with initiating contact, with asking him to see you after you've been on a date. What we're talking about is over pursuing. When a guy leaves you on red or he hasn't responded to you and you initiate the contact, or a guy is busy and you don't have a lot of patience, where you sense a guy doesn't like you, and so you say, okay, how do I make him like me? And you try your best to get him to like you. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to chasing a guy. Because when somebody likes you, you notice that you don't even try to get people to like you. When they like you, they just like you. But we're gonna talk about what happens when you try to make it happen through conscious effort, and how that changes the way the person sees you, because it does have an effect on you, and it's never a positive type of effect. You see, essentially, chasing pretty much means you're fighting for somebody's attention. That's what chasing means. Chasing means, hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we have to show the person that we want them. That's how we're going to end up being with them. But the issue is when you're not getting the hint. You see, it's okay if somebody doesn't like you now, it doesn't mean they're not going to like you later. I really do believe that. But I prefer for you not even to focus that they like you. I prefer for you to the mentality you got to have is almost like if the person likes you, it has to come almost like a shock, because you weren't even looking for it. You weren't even trying to get the person to like you. You were just being yourself. That's the best way for you to think about this. But what happens when you over pursue? One, the person gets cocky. When a person senses that you're chasing too much, right? The person might see you as high value before, but if you all of a sudden start chasing, if you all of a sudden start begging, if you all of a sudden start initiating all of the contact and you don't give the other person space to pursue, they're going to think there's something wrong with you. They're going to think, okay, I thought this person was high value. Why is this person pursuing me? Imagine that you get a call from Google and they're like, hey, we want to hire you. And you're like, okay, let's do an interview tomorrow, right? And then they text you again and they're like, look, man, we need to know now if you're going to be with us. And then you say, I don't know, I got to think about it. Give me another day to think about it. And then they text you the next hour. Hey, man, look, man, we really want you. Blah, blah. It naturally makes you question them. And it naturally makes you raise your asking price. So you're like, oh, you guys really want me? You guys are really desperate for me. You know what? You're offering me 100K, but since you guys can't leave me alone, I'm going to charge you guys 150K. That's how much I want to get paid. Or imagine if fucking Scarlett Johansson or Angelina Jolie hits you up and you're like, oh my God, I cannot wait to hang out with Angelina. And then you notice that Angelina just keeps texting you, calling you. You don't respond after 1 hour. They're like, hey, baby, please, I want to see you. Yeah, you're happy you're going to be able to bang Angelina. But deep down, you're like, yo, this chick is pathetic. Like, this girl is not who I thought she was. And that letdown is a huge disappointment. And you kind of resent them for fooling you. And that resentment turns into passive aggression where you just start playing them. You know, and it's almost like it's an instinct. It's almost like it's like a disdain for neediness. And I think that's just part of human nature. And that just says, what the fuck? Like, I thought you guys were the cool ones. I thought I was the one that was supposed to be chasing, right? And that's what happens, is that it kind of like reverses role. And the person says, wait a minute. I thought you were the prize. And they naturally say, okay, well, if you think I'm the prize, then I'm the prize. You know, like you double text them. You kind of do things that are slightly disrespectful and they still pursue. That's the issue. So when they sense weakness in you, when they sense the weakness, then what they'll do is test the weakness, right? They'll test the weakness. And the way that they sense the weakness is the fact that you're chasing. As literally as that, the fact that you're chasing, they're going to try to see how much you want them. And if they sense that you really want them, that your asking price is a lot for that person, they're going to raise that price and test how far they can take it with you. So what they'll do all of a sudden, because you're coming across as weak because you're over pursuing too much, what they'll do is test you. And if you fail or pass, is going to determine where everything is going to go. You see, if you fail, this person will begin to see you as pathetic. As an example, if the person cancels a date on you, right, last minute, and says, "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cancel last minute. I got work. I didn't mean to cancel last hour," as an example, right? And then you're like, "Oh, it's okay. Let's hang out tomorrow." And then like, "Okay, cool." Without you even knowing, you just failed the test because you can't tolerate last minute cancellations. That's a big no-no. You do not tolerate that. There's no excuse for you to be canceling on me last minute. If you gotta work, at least invite me to your place and watch you work. Like at least try. I'll say no. I'll say, you know what, let's just do it another time. But at least you gotta try, right? So they'll feel like you're pathetic because they thought that you were high value. Because at a distance, when you don't know somebody and you don't know if they like you, you automatically see them as high value because of the uncertainty aspect, right? It's like an NBA. It's like a draft pick. NBA teams value a draft pick rather more than a player because a draft pick indicates uncertainty, right? So in the beginning, somebody doesn't know you, your value is high because they don't know you. You could be really high value or low value, so the potential could go anywhere. So what they do is that when you fail the test, they feel like they've been played. They feel like, wow, this person really fooled me. This person really looks confident when in reality they're not. And so what they'll do, they'll stay with you, but they'll secretly look for somebody to replace you, right? They might stay with you because they feel like they could take advantage of you, right? Either sexually or financially, they could take something from you. And as a guy, that's happened where I was with a woman. You know, clearly she didn't respect herself. She let me disrespect her, like she didn't break up with me when I disrespected her. When I say disrespect, I mean that one time, this one girl, as an example, she was going down on me. I made a phone call. Somebody called me, and it was actually a girl. And she was like, "Hey, can we hang out tonight?" And I was like, "That's random." And I was like, "Sure." And then my girl was like, a few hours later, she was like, "Yo, did you make a date while I was sucking your dick?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, what the fuck?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "I could have sworn I heard you say that." And I was like, "First of all, how do you speak English? I thought you said you didn't speak English. I thought you only spoke Spanish." And she was like, "Well, I understand a few things." And she was like, "Well, I ain't sucking your dick next time." Long story short, she lied and she ended up doing that. And that made me lose respect for her. As much as I liked her, I wish she would have stood up for me. You know what I'm saying? So what happened afterwards is I got even more cocky. You know, I started being more late on the date. I started canceling more dates. And it wasn't like I did it on purpose. It was because I felt like I could get away with it. You know? And when you fail these types of tests and you show weakness through still chasing after the person is acting inconsistent with you, they're going to test you even more and see how far they could take it. Right? So, because secretly everyone just wants somebody whom they respect. That's the whole point of all of this. People want somebody whom they can respect. It's as simple as that. And if you give them the gift of them respecting you, they're going to love you for it. Now, they'll still try to test you to see whether or not they can take advantage of you. But at the end of the day, what they really want is not to take advantage of you. Any normal, healthy person would want to just find somebody whom they respect. Now, if you pass the test, what they'll do is it's not that they will never try to test you again. No, they'll respect you, find you more attractive, see you as more unique, but then they'll try you again. Eventually, because it's just human nature. They're just gonna try you. They're just gonna try and see how far they can take it from you. You know, it's like a scorpion biting or a snake biting. Like it's an instinct. It's not even that they decide, but it's such a wiring inside of them that they just automatically bite. You know, and so humans just automatically try to test you because humans are always sending signs of weakness. Humans are always testing whether or not somebody is sending signs of weakness. And humans cannot respect and say no to somebody whom they can take advantage of without getting hurt in the process. It's part of human nature, right? So you just have to make sure to value self-respect over a relationship. You have to make sure to value him or her respecting you over everything. So that means if you don't get to go on the date with this person because this person just keeps canceling last minute, then don't go out with them. You know, that's how you change people's behavior, not complaining to them, but by saying, look, I'm too busy. You cancel last minute. You know, I like you. You're a great person, but this is just not how I do things. So if this is how you do things, then I'm not down with that. And a lot of the times, some of them will say, okay, sure. Okay, no problem. And they'll let you go because in reality, they were like, you're either going to take my disrespect or I'm going to leave. Some people are like that. and you have to accept it. Now, oh, you know what? Never mind. Come back. I'm actually free. Imagine that, right? Imagine how that feels, where somebody acts like they're standing up to you. You say, no, I'm not taking that, and then they revert back. Think about how pathetic you're gonna see them. That's how some of us look in front of some people. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video, right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.